What is monetary policy?
The purpose of using monetary policy is to manipulate the money supply in order to stabilize output, employment, and price level. This goal is achieved not by the government, but by the central bank, or the Fed. The federal bank involves a system of 12 privately owned banks, which are run by government-appointed leaders. These leaders include 7 governors and 1 chairman, with a bank president for each bank.
There are 3 main tools the Fed uses to manipulate the money supply. There's the reserve requirement, which is the minimum amount of reserves that must be held by a commercial bank. There's the discount rate, which is the minimum interest rate set by the Fed for lending to other banks. And there are open market operations, or the buying and selling of bonds. The money market graph is a good visual representation of the effects of utilizing monetary policy. To set it up, you draw the downward sloping demand for money, followed by the vertical supply of money. The x-axis measures the quantity of money, and the y-axis measures nominal interest. The first reason the Fed may utilize monetary policy is if the economy is experiencing a recessionary gap, in which case expansionary policy will be followed. The goal of this is to increase the money supply, moving the line to the right. In turn, this increases the quantity of money and decreases nominal interest. The 3 ways the Fed can make this happen are by decreasing the discount rate, decreasing the reserve requirement, or by buying bonds. In the opposite case of an inflationary gap, contractionary policy will be followed. The goal of this is to decrease the money supply, moving the line to the left. This causes the quantity of money to decrease and nominal interest to increase. Here, the 3 tools are utilized in the opposite way of expansionary policy. The Fed increases the discount rate, increases the reserve requirement, and sells bonds.
Although monetary policy can be effective, it does have its setbacks. While there is no wait for slow politicians to agree, there is both an inside and outside lag as money circulates. The Federal Open Market Committee is also in charge of analyzing and predicting the business cycle, which can often be difficult and tricky.
And that's monetary policy! Yay!
Monetary policy helps keep our economy flowing. So there you have it, kids. Now you're all experts.